What do all business strategies have in common? A solid workforce strategy. To discuss and share the insights around building this solid workforce, ladies and gentlemen, I have with me a business and people leader whose experience spans different industries, regions, and functions. Please put your hands together for Ms. Jayati Dwivedy, Head of Talent Acquisition Enterprise EMEA and Asia, Philips. So, Jayati, you have more than 3 decades of experience in workforce planning, business strategies, hiring channel management, hiring technologies and assessment centers, and much more. Please tell us, how does the future of workforce, what exactly it looks like and what it holds for us?
Hello, everybody. It's my pleasure to be here at the Code Gladiators finale. Thank you, Sukriti, for inviting me to this discussion today. I'm really thankful that we're talking to such a big audience and talking about such an apt topic, which is future workforce. The future workforce that I see ahead of us is going to be completely digital, diverse, and purpose-driven. You might say digital is so well utilized across. I mean, everybody knows that that this is a digital age, and it's evident that digital competencies are a must. But the demand for the level of those competencies will advance to continually predict and solve challenges of the future. I again call out challenges of the future. I come from a background which is healthcare technology space, and I'm going to take you through an example so that you can relate to it very easily from the healthcare technology space itself, when we talk about challenges of the future and how the workforce, the digital workforce, has to be tuned in to solve the challenges of the future. There are no second chances in medical technology, and precision is key. Be it in the operations theater of a hospital, or in the ICU, or in a medical doctor's chamber. From preventive cardiac care to informatics to MRIs or CT machines, healthcare technology and medical devices must deliver the right output every time, as its lives are at stake. Healthcare institutions and hospitals invest wisely in medical devices, anticipating that they will function properly for years and even decades to come. At the same time, with technological advancements, healthcare is moving towards prognosis. What's prognosis? It's prediction. It's projections. Moving towards prognosis, which means anticipating the future with the use of data, analytics, expert medical and clinical knowledge, and solving for it too. The scope for betterment is immense, and complementing these systems with cloud services, artificial intelligence, and other technologies open doors to innovation. So we're looking for a digital workforce of the future who are able to solve problems of the future through data, analytics, expert medical and clinical knowledge. That's what we're talking about for as the workforce of future. Coupled with this is a purpose-driven workforce. When we look at a purpose-led or purpose-driven, several industries report reveal that people want to feel like they are part of something bigger than what they're doing, something more positive and making a difference to the world. I might be just recruiting people, but I know the people that I recruit are actually solving a bigger problem for the world. Today's workforce has more choices for where they can use the skills, and increasingly they want to work for an employer that's in line with their personal values. It's about doing the work of their life to help the lives of others. So a purpose-driven talent workforce, which is looking to solve problems of the future, is what the workforces can be called as the future of workforce. Along with it, of course, is diversity, and we are going to get into diversity a little more as we talk more with you, Sukriti. Thank you.
So I have this question, the very next question that I actually have is about diversity, Jayati. What are some of the major strategies that are being implemented to build a diverse and inclusive workforce in today's time?
Good question again, Shukriti. In India, we do have a unique advantage of seeing unity in diversity. We have so many languages that we speak in this country. We come from different corners of the country. The country is wide, big, one of the largest countries in the world. So we come with diversity built in our culture, in our way of how we live. But yet, there's some more of inclusiveness that we have to work through in our corporate environment. It all begins with building the right culture, creating an environment of awareness, acceptance about the various dimensions of diversity. And when we talk about different various dimensions of diversity, it is not just a male and a female gender. It's regional, it's language, it's different cultures, it's different kind of genders, it's preferences. Accepting all of that together and moving forward in a corporate environment is what we call as inclusive workforce. Now, building that culture is not easy. Building that culture is most important. And to build that culture, we start with imbibing the right pillars, the pillars of learning and development around inclusiveness. Every employee, be it a people leader or an individual employee, has to be inducted into it, so that into the program of being inclusive, participate in strong training programs, so that everything that they do initially, they consciously adapt to inclusiveness, and then over a period of time that becomes the culture or the fabric of the organization, and then it works unconsciously itself. That's the stage that we want to reach. So one, of course, there's awareness that has to be driven, there's training that has to be given, so that every individual understands what we mean by being inclusive and embrace it as a culture. The second big piece is about how we imbibe it in our policies, in our guidelines, in our every communication that we do within the organization and externally. I'll give you a few examples over here. Every policy that we build in the organization or that's existed in the organization has to be again looked at with a lens to make sure that we are inclusive in our approach. From HR perspective, I can call out there can be medical benefits which has to be looked at with a eye to include inclusiveness. Travel policies, all kinds of rewards, benefits has to be looked at. From a talent acquisition perspective, a very simple piece which we know so well, job specifications. The way we draft the job specification, it has to be completely gender agnostic. In other words, it has to be inclusive so that it does not give any feeling of being preferred for any particular gender or any particular culture. So it's important that we build a communication which is absolutely inclusive. So that's the second big piece. I also believe that employee resource groups has to be created and supported and encouraged among employees, which becomes the basis for mentorship, for sharing experiences driven by employees to really advocate and practice inclusiveness in all that they do around them.
Jayati, what role do employees play in creating such workforces that persists and we need to actually address right now?
I'll break this up into two parts: role of employees in creating such workforces, and I'll also address what challenge still persists and we need to address. Let's understand that employees are at the helm of all of this. So every employee has a responsibility to creating a workforce which is inclusive. If I look back, I think employee resource groups, ERGs, are vital in helping building an inclusive workforce. Core to an ERG is providing support, fostering a sense of belonging. Employee resource group provide a space where people feel safe to be authentic. Remember, authentic at work is so important today. And supported in finding more meaning and purpose in what they do. And employees become your biggest advocates within the organization and outside. They refer and bring diverse people together. So today, if we have an ERG, and if ERG is really working the way it should work, fostering, supporting our different diverse groups, the word of mouth itself will enable us to bring in more people who are diverse in their ways. And so I strongly believe that ERGs have to be absolutely functional across different segments to make diversity the fabric of the company. If I move on to challenges, in the recent past, I've come across a lot of people and people leaders, managers, who think that, or who feel that they're a little scared sometimes on the words, on the heftiness of the words of diversity and inclusion. I think it's important that we break it down, make it easy, make it more understandable so that our employees, our managers are able to grasp it, take it forward, believe in it, and be with us in this entire journey. So one big challenge that I see is how we communicate, what we communicate within the organization around inclusiveness, around diversity, so that all of us are in that journey and not a few people who believe in it. So changing the culture of the organization to believe in diversity, to be inclusive, so that every employee, every manager believes in it and is not scared about it, not apprehensive about it, is the challenge that I see ahead of us, which we have to break.
Absolutely. I echo your thoughts onto this, Jayati. Moving on to the last one here. When we talk of special categories, do you think women and LGBTQ plus members, or let's just say especially abled members, are being given equal opportunities here? If not, how can we do this?
Good question there again, Shukriti. There's a strong business case for diversity. We all know about it. If we don't build in diversity, the risks are too high. Women and LGBTQ plus and a lot of companies are on an inclusive journey. Let me share key points here. To build women and LGBTQ plus as a big component of our entire workforce, allyship is a must. Inclusive leadership has to be built. Leaders play a crucial role in actively advocating for and supporting such initiatives. And it's not a 6-month or a year run. It's a continuous run till we reach a point where we are absolutely inclusive and we are diverse in all ways. Therefore, establishing an environment where employees are valued, respected, empowered, feel safe, feel psychologically safe, embrace and are able to be authentic themselves at the workplace is important. So I strongly believe here that allyship, building that leadership which can guide us in that process, are essential to build an environment which is safe and authentic. Authenticity is key to success. Authenticity will actually help us to move forward. An inclusive and diverse workplace fuels innovation, customer centricity, builds a dynamic environment, and it's an environment where we will all enjoy to be coming to work environment and work there. So inclusiveness, making it safe, working towards a leadership which believes and leads it is important to bring in LGBTQ plus and women into as an equal participant in our workforce is absolutely critical.
Thank you so much, Jayati. I think I've had a fantastic insights that you've shared for, of course, building a great and a future-ready workforce. Couldn't have asked for better insights, actually, from an expert like you who is in and out of business doing this and strategizing and implementing things which are actually happening on ground. So thank you so much for being a part of our celebrations here.
It's been a pleasure to talk to you today, Shriti. Wish you the success. I believe this is your 10th such event. All success to your organization, and let's make sure that we build the workforce of the future for sure.